Hey, what is going on, guys? This is the SS Ultimate Goku back with another video, and today I'm going to review the Batman Harley Quinn movie. I just home from the theaters to watch it and do this review with me. I have a special guest, and here he is.
Hey everyone, I'm Richard Kenobi. You may know me as one of the researchers for a little show that me and SS Ultimate Goku are a part of.
Yeah, yeah. Toon Fight Club, obviously, but
Yeah,
anyways, let's get it, because this was a phenomenal movie. It was a Batman movie, obviously, but really well done. It was an hour-long movie, but it was a really good movie. I mean, they had a lot of funny puns that they did, but at the same time, there was a lot of good, serious scenes that, like, I felt kept the mood, so to speak. Kept everything like fine. It was good. The way they did everything, I thought was really good. It kept it like, what's the word? Just kept it like
more
good.
balanced.
Yeah, balanced. It was balanced, but also it's still good. I loved a lot of the fight scenes that they were doing.
Yes, I'm right there with you, man. This felt literally like an episode of the old animated series come to the big screen.
So let's get to the start of it, because the start sequence was just basically they had the intros, and if it was the same with your theater, but at my theater when we went to it, when I went to it, was that they went right to it. It wasn't like they didn't do those little movie advertisements. They
did. It was the same for me, bro. Like, I was surprised. Like,
yeah, I was like, oh shit, 7:30. We're like getting it right now. Like, it was like I was in the movie theater. It was like 7:30. Like, oh shit, like got a couple of Harley Quinn pictures, and then boom, like right to the movie.
Yeah.
So it was really cool.
Yeah. That's why I love
then they. Yeah, what's up?
Oh, I was like, yeah, that's why I think I love Fathom Events. They just skip right to the movie, no previews or anything.
Yeah. Okay. So now, the start of it, they did the intros and stuff like that. All the people that were, doing the stuff and whatnot, and then they go to, I believe it was, they started it off with Poison Ivy and
the Pharaonic Man.
The swamp guy.
Yeah, it's Jason Woodrue. Woodrue, the Pharaonic Man.
Yep, the Pharaonic Man. And then they were doing the, they were obviously going, attacking people, because of the villains and shit,
Yeah. The basic gist is that they're trying to steal this formula that created the Swamp Thing, so they can create a venom virus, or a virus that can turn all of humanity into plants.
Yeah, that was the gist of it. And so that was the start of it, and then they brainwashed the scientist guy.
Yeah.
They brainwashed, Poison Ivy brainwashed him. And so then they, after all that, because that was the opening scene, basically. I guess how they usually do that stuff, and then they go to like all the other little credits and stuff like that, and then they go right to the start of it, which was you got Man, obviously, and Nightwing, aka Robin. For anyone that doesn't know that, they should know that.
But Robin, the first.
Yeah. So they did that, and it basically picks right up, to them, wanting to find Harley Quinn, because they need information about where Poison Ivy is, because they don't know what, I guess the plot is the planet, is in danger because of the this, the poison stuff is unstable, and I believe they went to the I forget what his name is. They went to the what's his name? They did FBI guy.
Oh
Or
yeah,
some.
the guy at Argus.
Yeah, that. Who he was? Is he just a classified guy, or was he just like a high up food change guy? I don't know if they really stayed what he was.
I do believe he's higher on the food chains. It's just I cannot remember his name either. But yeah, that's basically it. Like Batman tells Nightwing, "Okay, I gotta go. I have a hunch. I need to look into. You go find Harley Quinn." So they kind of just both go and find what they're looking for.
Yeah. So they do that, and it was really good. That's classified information. He's like, that's classified. It was like, no. And I remember there was because they eventually go to that the Batman eventually, and that classified FBI agent, I guess, or whatever, eventually go to Poison Ivy's house. I'm pretty sure that was.
No, they went to the place where Poison Ivy and the Flonic Man captured the scientist.
Oh, okay, all right, yeah. Poison Ivy, yeah, that makes sense. But yeah, yeah. So they go to the scientist's house that they captured and basically brainwashed. Poison Ivy wants to use her. Obviously, the Swamp guy, he's just this whole brawn guy, and he just wants to, like, he doesn't care about this guy. Like, he just wants to do it his way. And Poison Ivy is like, no, we got to use him to get, like, they get the serum or whatever, so they can, change all the humans, I guess, into green people, because that's, I guess, the whole is worth it. But then obviously Batman, Nightwing, and then Harley Quinn, or not her. God dang it. Harley Quinn's not there yet, but Harley Quinn is at this restaurant. Like, that's where they start off with Harley Quinn. They show Harley Quinn, and she's at this restaurant, which I thought was a really interesting way to start it up, because it was for Harley Quinn, because Harley Quinn was still in her uniform, but she was working as a waitress. She was working as a she was working. Yeah. She was working as a waitress, right? But she was dressed up as herself.
Yeah, as
like, but she was hiding.
As Nightwing put it, she's hiding in plain sight.
Exactly. There was a couple other waiters that, like, I'm guessing the other waiters were, like, not the actual superheroes. They were just cosplaying as their favorite, like, superheroes. I think there was a Starfire one. There was a Batgirl.
Yeah,
there was a few others.
There was a lot of female waitresses that were dressed up as super heroines from the Batman and Justice League universe. So yeah, I thought that was very interesting. Like, okay, so wow, this is very interesting.
Yeah, so they do that, and I believe it was Harley Quinn who then goes up. She's serving these people food, and the one guy is getting a little too up at Harley Quinn's butt, and eventually he keeps doing it after she warns him, and then basically slams him to the ground and breaks his arm, and he's all pissed about this. And then I love the scene where the chef just, like, uses his thumb and just points right to the sign where it's like they got the girl, like, body or whatever, and it says no touching the you can do whatever you want, but no touching the females.
Yeah, so he clearly got what he deserved. He knew what he was getting into, so it's his fault for.
Yeah, it was his fault. They were ready for that, which I thought was really cool. I thought that was another twist too. Like, the chef was ready for it. Like you can't sue us because we had, like, the signs right here for you. So, like, it's your fault.
Yeah.
So yeah, there was that. Right, because she after this she's just, like, walking home. She's walking home, in her attire, and that's when Nightwing. I actually no, I take that back. She was not totally in her attire. I think she didn't have her makeup on, and she had her regular hair and stuff, but she still had her uniform on. they had Nightwing, find out where she was, or yeah, where she was. And they have the fight. Well, first they do the little puns and stuff like that, and then they eventually fight.
Yeah,
Uh,
even like he's basically
yeah,
trying to. Yeah, he's basically telling her, "Is like, I need your help. We need your help to find Poison Ivy. If you don't help us, a lot of people are gonna die." And Harley's like, I'm not getting involved with in this business anymore. I'm just trying to lead a normal life. And Nightwing even tells her, it's just like, you're violating your parole. Your parole. Ugh, I can't talk. Your parole. You're violating your parole. And basically, he's like, okay, I'm gonna have to take you in, and that's when they fight.
And it was a good fight. It was I really enjoyed it. It was like it was a really good battle. I mean, there was like I said, they have this whole comedic, talking, here and there, but then when they get to fighting, they get into fighting,
Yeah,
and they get the serious, like like it really like just hits a switch, like
yeah,
boom, like we're now getting serious now on this
yeah.
shit. Like,
The action
and
was
yeah,
very
the action was awesome. And then the fight, it was a good fight, and it looked like Nightwing was going to get the win. And then Harley Quinn, right when she's like looked like she's done, she put in, or she had something from Joker,
yeah.
the laughing gas, and he just starts laughing. It's like,
Yeah,
I don't know when he did it, but I was like, oh shit, like he
yeah,
freaking got her.
she had a Joker Venom ring.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
that was cool. That was cool. That was a little cool twist that they did there.
yeah,
And then I believe after that they skipped to Batman. After that,
yes,
they
they did.
skipped.
And Batman,
That was when they were at the doctor's house, right?
yes, and Batman's pretty much investigating. He's doing his own crime scene, and he picks up a leaf from the Pharaonic Man, and he pretty much figures out, okay, so yeah, they're behind this. He tries to contact Nightwing. Nightwing's not responding, so pretty much Batman's like, don't worry, Nightwing can take care of himself. And then we basically cut back to Nightwing's tied up by Harley, and she's debating, like, okay, what the hell is she going to do with him? And from here on out, it's nothing but kind of sex flirt talk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're going to the, you're now you're back. We're back to the Nightwing
Yeah.
inside. Oh yeah. That was yeah. After the Batman scene, it was Nightwing and Harley, and that was very very intense. I was very intrigued by that. It was like, oh shit, like here we go, and it was really like she like was like flirting with him, and she's like, oh, maybe I make a deal with you. They turned the lights off, and it's like, oh, she's like making out with him, I
Yeah.
guess. And, oh yeah, that
It's
was
very surreal. I never thought I would see this. I never thought I would see a sex kind of scene, even though they don't technically have sex on screen, thank God. But, I never thought I would see that in a Batman the Animated Series related thing. So, yeah, it was
yeah, it was really
very.
interesting. Do you think that's for real right there? Because Nightwing seemed like he liked it actually.
Well, I mean, he is Nightwing. He's that's all I got to say. I mean, if Batman can kiss and kind of have sex with Catwoman, then I don't see why not with Nightwing. So, I mean,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. And then after
I
that,
mean,
Batman eventually comes in and he hears the sounds and stuff like that. And then once he gets in there, Harley Quinn all of a sudden is like a military soldier and is just like, Harley Quinn reporting for duty. Um, that was kind of like, oh, just hit the switch, like just like that. And so that's how we set up the motion of them being a team. Um, when they're outside is like, well, what do I get a deal for this? And he's like, Batman's just like, nothing. You don't
yeah,
get no parole, like, because she wanted like off of parole or
yeah.
something if she did
She
this.
wanted a good recommendation to her parole board, and of course, Batman's like, no. And pretty much then after they just all agree, then they're a team, and they pretty much are driving around trying to figure out, okay, so we need to find out where is Poison Ivy.
Yes, because Poison Ivy is bad. Not so much bad, but I mean, this movie she is for the most part. But yeah. Anyways, so they're driving around at this point, and they eventually, because Harley told them to stop, and they said they found something, and she goes out there, and then she just starts chasing this person, this random person, and so then Batman and Nightwing follow. Eventually she catches up to this person after like car accidents, that they caused.
Yeah, jumping
And
off rooftops, of course.
yes. And for this music, I just want to say this particular scene I really liked, because I liked the background music that they were using for this scene in particular. It was brr, 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 or something, a really high beat sound effect for this, because it was a chase. And with the music there, that was a really good scene there,
Yeah.
especially with the music. And eventually she catches him, and then she just starts beating the shit out of him. And and then they're in an alley at this point, and like freaking Batman and Nightwing are just, they pull her away, and and she's like, no, I want to, like, he deserves it or whatever. I think I don't think this, because I think the impression of this scene was that this was supposed to be someone that was involved, but it really wasn't. It was just someone that Harley Quinn, I guess, from her past, she didn't like. I guess, if I'm not mistaken, she mentioned something about her mother about this.
Yeah.
Wasn't that what it was?
Yeah,
that she was pissed about.
Yeah, this person clearly has old ties to her, I suppose, and we just find out that she just chased down she just pretty much wasted Batman and Nightwing's time by chasing down someone from her past.
Yeah, that's what I got from that. It wasn't really because I was thinking it was someone that was involved, but of course it wasn't. It was just someone that Harley Quinn didn't like, and that's why she attacked him. So that was kind of a little filler thing there, I guess. But at the same time, it was a really good scene, and it adds to Harley Quinn, so it still was a very good, significant scene, even though it wasn't necessarily a part of the plot. So, after that, they're driving around still, and Batman's now even more resentful because no, we're not going to stop, because we're not going to let you, do whatever you want, and attack whoever you want. So like they go into that, and then I believe this was the part where they have the Harley says, "Oh well, you got to let me out because I ate this stuff."
Yeah,
and this
Power Girl wings, I believe she said, like they were basically wings.
Yeah, and like I have gas. and Batman's like, "No, you're not going out." And he's like, "Okay." And so then she just starts farting.
Yeah, letting them out, and Nightwing's pretty much saying, "Please open the door." Like, and Batman's like, "No, I can take it." Like it smells like discipline. Like
discipline. That was funny. That was
yes.
It smells like discipline.
Yes, and eventually the gas gets too much for them, so they have to let her out and at a gas station.
Yeah, that was a kind of funny pun too. That they stopped at a gas station so she can let out her gas.
Yeah,
like her actual gas or farts.
Yes, and by this point they're driving to Bloodhaven for a lead.
Oh yeah, what was it? Wait, what?
They're going to Bloodhaven because Harley tells them she has a lead in Bloodhaven, so you're gonna have to take me there if you want to get what you want.
Yeah, so they go there, and I believe this was the point where they show the swamp and the
no, they're at that's way ahead. They actually stop at this this supervillain country style bar where villains get.
Oh yeah, you're right. I forgot about that part. Okay, yeah, the bar. Yes, this was funny.
Yeah, they basically go inside this bar, and it's basically what I can describe is a supervillain country style bar with all henchmen. And when we get inside, we actually see most of these henchmen but most of these henchmen are from the animated series, like all 4 seasons of the animated series. There's some unique throwbacks. You we get
Oh yeah. Because it was because for anyone who doesn't know, this is the continuation of the animated series. Well, you should, but anyways, so they do that throwback. But Harley Quinn knew the green dude, which I thought was
yes,
kind of
yes,
I thought was kind of ironic because it was like, well, the whole concept of this like cult villain thing are green, turning people green, and the person that she knows is wearing green, like,
yeah, like
uh,
this villain's name is, I believe, Swag, or I cannot remember right now. My mind is very fuzzy, but yeah, and some of the henchmen are okay. Just to name a few, you see the clown. You see the clown robot that the Joker made. I don't know why he's there. You see the two people who were singing on stage. They're the same henchmen for Two-Face. And then you see a blonde girl, which is the daughter of I cannot remember his name, but he was in the episode where Batman, Robin, and Batgirl had to fight mutated animals, and we just see so many classic henchmen from all the animated series. So
and
yes, it was
yes.
quite a treat. Like, anybody who's a fan of the animated series will love this.
Yes, and then after that, after the twins were done with their song,
Which
the
was
guy
awesome.
Swag, the green guy named Swag, I believe you called him, or we think that's what his name is.
Yes,
Um, he said, or he basically told Harley Quinn that she had to perform to get the information. And so Harley Quinn, she's singing. Well, no, right before she was singing, I thought this was the funniest thing that happened in this whole movie. Okay, no dialogue, no nothing. Right before she starts singing, she basically flicks the guy off and gives him the "fu" sign. I thought that was funny and perfect, and I never expected it, but it was still funny. It was, oh my
yes,
god, it was fucking. I was like, wow.
yes. It was very surprising, and again, I never thought we'd see classic Harley doing giving the middle finger to somebody. That's very funny as hell, I will admit.
That was like, oh my, I was just like, oh my god, I'm done. This is the best shit ever right here.
Yeah,
They had a villain do the middle finger, okay, middle finger on a movie. I'm just like, wow,
yes,
okay.
and then we see Harley Quinn sings, and this song, holy shit! Like, I know we're gonna talk about Melissa Rauch's Harley Quinn later, but she actually did an amazing job singing. I really liked the song, and at one point, Batman even starts
Yeah,
tapping
he
his
did.
fingers to it. Even he liked the song. So yeah, Harley Quinn singing, and then later on, we see that one of these henchmen, which, by the way, the henchman that goes up decides he also buys Batman a glass of
Milk.
milk.
Yeah, that was kind of weird. It was like, oh, he bought him a milk.
Yeah, which, if you don't know, these guys in leopard style suits, these are actually henchmen for Catwoman, but they're the henchmen for the 1960s Catwoman.
Oh,
So
oh, wow.
yeah, so that's way old. But anyway, yeah, so one of them decides to go up to Batman, and he starts doing the Adam West Batman Batusi in front of Batman. And he's just like not amused, and he even does his trademark punch without looking.
Oh yeah, you're talking. Oh yeah. You're talking about the part where, while they're still singing and stuff, like Batman, like when the one guy comes up to him, he just like punches him, just like he's right there, boom,
Yeah,
knockout.
but he's
That
he's
yeah, it was.
teasing him. He's teasing him by doing the Batusi dance from the 1960s Batman.
Yeah, and then Batman just like he's just not phased by it, and he just punches him. It was kind
Yeah,
of funny too because it kind of reminded me of like
the
when
Adam West Bat.
Well, yeah, that too. But the way he did it, the way that was kind of set up, it kind of reminded me of, like, in a weird way, of, remember in Hey Arnold, when they freaking had Helga, like, she, punches the guy, like, that's like comes up always stalking him. That's what I thought it was. It was like that was cool.
Yeah,
I don't know if you've seen that, but I thought that was right off
yeah,
the bat.
that was.
Yeah.
That's so yes. Then afterwards, basically after Harley is basically singing and dancing, and at one point she even starts. She's pretty much going all out in this performance, and then afterwards, she gets the information.
Yep.
And just when they're about to leave, all the henchmen,
they're all there.
Guards, yes, they say, no, you're not leaving here. You're not leaving here unless you're in a body bag.
Yeah, and then after that, he's like, okay. First, he drinks up the milk. Like, he drinks up the milk.
Bro, this is the highlight of the movie for me. Like, this is like Batman is pretty much like, okay, and he takes the drink of the milk, he slams the glass down, and he takes off his utility belt, and he comes close in and he says, "Let's dance."
Let's dance.
And I was just like, "Oh my god, Batman is having a bar fight. That is awesome." And
not to mention, he's not using any of his utility belt stuff, may I add. He's just using his regular fix against all these people.
Exactly. And then basically we don't even see him punching people, but off screen, when we go outside the bar, we actually see words fly up,
I thought that was really good because the whole Adam West thing. I was like, oh, did they really plan this, or was this like for Adam West? I was like, damn, man, like,
yeah,
and they're doing this whole thing.
But except the words are not like the old style. Like, one says bleed, other one says oh my balls.
Yeah, yes, so, it was cool. It was really cool.
Yes, and then basically we cut back to Poison Ivy and Jason Woodrue, and then we basically see, they've pretty much almost got this formula done, but it's catastrophic, and it's missing some ingredients, proper swamp water from where Swamp Thing was created. So
he had a hypothesis. Well, he didn't know for sure, but he felt that it was like the swamp didn't work because they tried it on the rat, and the rat, it didn't work. Bloated. So yeah.
So they need more. They need good swamp water from where Swamp Thing was created. So then basically Batman, Nightwing, and Harley finally come crashing in, and Harley is trying to talk Ivy down, but of course it doesn't work. So we have another action scene, all of them fighting.
Yeah, it was good. It was good. It was really good how they set it all up, and how she's trying to convince them, and she's trying to convince Ivy, and Ivy's not listening, and eventually everything explodes. There's an explosion.
Classic explosion. Like, if you spill chemicals down on the floor and something strikes it, of course everything's gonna start burning.
Yeah,
so that was pretty good, and
which is kind of weird, by the way, because of what happens in the ending of the movie. I'm not going to say anything what happens at the end of the movie, but it was kind of weird. It's like, what? Help this sooner.
So basically, then afterwards, Harley is pretty much telling. Then afterwards, surprisingly, when the Doctor is breaking free of his mind control, Poison Ivy says we still need him, and Jason Woodrue just says no, and then he stabs him. Then then basically the whole building comes down on them, and of course they're all fine.
They're fine except for the Doctor, who slowly dies. They try to help him, but he can't be helped. Like, he just slowly started dying.
He pretty much does die, and then afterwards, we cut back to Jason and Poison Ivy, and of course now it's pretty much impossible for them to get to Louisiana where they need to go. So they eat this, I can't remember this plant. I can't remember what it's specifically called. So my bad on that. So Basically,
Yeah, it was really.
yeah, they eat these.
It was weird. It was a weird like food because they said it was like cold or whatever.
It was frozen. Yeah, I know the name of it. It's just I've already forgot it. So yeah, so basically, these they both eat them and they're in control of the green. And I'm sorry, not Swamp Thing. Jason Woodrue is able to make a portal that can get them to Louisiana.
Louisiana. Now,
Yeah,
one thing I want to note about this because I didn't get this that much, but I don't know if this was for sure because I don't think it was made clear. But was Poison Ivy hypnotized by that shit? Because it looked like they were doing some shit where she was like being controlled by that stuff.
I don't think so. If anything, I do believe. I thought that too, but then I just realized, oh, okay, so she's not technically being mind controlled, but she's just learning to accept the green so she can get through the portal with Jason Woodrue.
Yeah, because I didn't know for sure if that was what they were trying to do. Was that they were trying because it felt like especially when she had the green eyes glowing and shit. It felt like oh she's being brainwashed now or whatever by it. And it was like I wasn't too sure about that or not if that was what it was or not.
No, she is not brainwashed. It's pretty much just a way for both of them to get through this portal to Louisiana.
Okay,
Yeah,
all right.
so
They had that happen. Okay, yeah, go. No.
Yeah, no, it's all right. And yeah, then we cut back and we see again Batman, Nightwing, and Harley are recovering, and Batman is pretty much saying, "Okay, we got to go stop them." So he calls the Batwing, and it's the OG Batwing. Like throughout this whole movie, we should tell them this takes place in after season 4 of the animated series, but they're using the old Batmobile and Batwing for this. So I thought that was kind of cool. Like we're seeing the old style Batmobile and Batwing.
Well, I mean, Batman's rich, so he can have he can have like over 9,000 of them if he wanted to, you know.
Yeah, he could. So basically, they're all getting ready to go, and Harley's like, "Hold on a goddamn minute." She's pretty much saying, "No, what's your plan? Like, how do you think you're going to talk to Poison Ivy? You know, you can't." So Batman's pretty much saying, "You know what? No, I mean, I don't trust you." And even after Harley has proven herself to Batman, he's like, "No, because you could change. You know, you could decide that Ivy's plan isn't so cockeyed after all, just because the wind changed or it's Thursday." So he pretty much
that was funny. He was like, "Oh, well, you know, you could just change on a whim just because it's Thursday."
Exactly. Yeah. So, and he does have a point because this is Harley Quinn we're talking about. So Harley pretty much begs him. She even starts crying to let her go with them. And Nightwing even tells him, "Well, you always do say have a contingency plan." And Batman's like, "So your plan B is Harley Quinn." And
yep.
he even says, "God help us."
Like oh shit, we're screwed.
Yeah. So then they fly over to Louisiana and they're getting ready to launch one final attack, and then basically guys are taken out because of course, and then basically we see that Poison Ivy is trying to conduct the final drop to make this serum work, but Jason is making her nervous, and then she decides, okay, I can't do this. Like, I can't do this with you doing that. And then Harley, out of nowhere, betrays Batman and Nightwing by throwing.
Oh yeah, the Harley Quinn. Oh yeah. When Harley Quinn, like you know, she just with Batman and Nightwing, she pushes them off the thing and they go into the swamp, and then they're like trapped by the trees and stuff like that. They're all tied up or whatever by the tree branches and stuff.
Yeah.
And Harley Quinn, I thought it was so funny. She was like, "Yeah, you're right. It's Thursday."
Yes,
that was perfect.
So pretty much then she lures out Jason and Poison Ivy, and Poison Ivy is happy that she's alive, and she's even saying, "Okay, well that's good. Like you're on our side now." And but then Harley tries to talk her out.
That's not really what it was. She was just doing this as a plot.
Yeah, Harley's trying to pretty much talk Poison Ivy from doing this, but Poison Ivy is not doing it. So she decides, okay, fine. So she throws a plant explosive that she's always had because she knows Ivy very well. And then we have a final battle between Batman, Nightwing versus Jason, and Harley versus Poison Ivy.
Yeah.
So we literally have a cat fight going on.
Yep.
And I thought this was all good, but of course, then after Nightwing and Batman get their asses kicked by Jason.
Yeah, that was really surprising that they really beat Batman and Nightwing that easily. I mean, come on, this is Batman. This is the man who can beat Superman.
Well, I mean, this is an interdimensional. Well, I guess this is an interdimensional plant monster. What really can Batman really do? So I understand. It didn't bug me. I understood, but it's probably at this point Batman's just like, oh, why didn't I just call for help? But either way, so then after that, Harley and Poison Ivy are fighting. She just when it looks like okay, Poison Ivy is ready to let the serum go, but she hasn't tested it. And Batman informed us that
weird thing where she just takes off her face mask and she just starts crying.
Yeah, it's like this is her way to get Poison Ivy to get out of it. Which it does make sense. I mean, because like she said, she's always had plans to talk Ivy down out of this. So it does make sense, but I thought it was really funny. Okay, this is how she was really, really gonna get Poison Ivy to back out of this.
Yeah, it really surprised me that that was what got Poison Ivy doing this.
Yeah,
and
so
really weird.
Yeah, but it works, and then and then
Swamp Person comes then next.
Yeah, Jason pretty much sees, oh, okay, so now you're on their side. Okay, fine, I warned you. So then we have a struggle fight between Poison Ivy and Jason Woodrue, and just when it looks like Poison Ivy has won, she gets knocked out, and Batman, Harley, and Nightwing are... Harley tries to fight Jason, but it's no use, and then they're all down. They can't do anything, and Jason is getting ready to finally drop this virus, even if it means that it could destroy the whole Earth. He's ready to do it. And then Swamp Thing...
Might I add, too, by the way, that this is a possibility where the Earth can actually be destroyed altogether, so his plan might not even work, might I add.
Yeah, so then Swamp Thing comes out. Finally Swamp Thing is here, and... I like this scene because I like at first, okay, the moon is shining, the fireflies are around. You get this awe-inspiring moment with Swamp Thing, he's God or something. So I thought that was kind of good. And he's even talking to Jason saying, okay, so basically your cause may be just, but this is not the best way to go around it. And even Nightwing and Batman and Harley are excited. They're like, okay, yeah, kick his ass. And then,
he does nothing.
Yeah, but then Swamp Thing says, I cannot get involved with this. And then he pretty much leaves, and that's where...
Yeah, and I'm thinking to myself, what is the point of this guy then? Was he just, coming here just to do a damn speech? I'm like...
It is
what is the point of this guy? He's just, here to just, tell this guy this is wrong. And then that's it. I can't do anything.
It is basically... it is in character, because this is something Swamp Thing would do. It's just... I was kind of hoping that, okay, this would end with Swamp Thing taking care of things, but yeah, so then when Swamp Thing leaves and all hope is lost, Harley gets an idea that, okay, wait a minute, Jason Woodrue is flammable. Anybody got a match? And then it ends with...
Oh, the Harley getting kissed by both Nightwing and Batman, and the credits. The credits come up. Yeah.
And we basically cut to Jason is on fire. So I guess we can assume that Harley used one of her farts, and she used the classic fire fart, and that set Jason Woodrue on fire.
it was a really weird ending sequence. I will say that because it was they did the whole thing with Harley Quinn saying, saying the matches, because basically he's weak to swamp or weak to fire. So it was a really weird sequence because then they both kiss Harley Quinn, but then after that we go to the credits. So at first I was like, wait, they're not going to show us actually this guy being defeated. And then they show the scene where the swamp is starting to burn on fire, like credits in or whatever.
Yeah.
They showed that, but I felt they should have showed a little more of it. I felt it was kind of not a little. I think it was kind of a little lacking, conclusion there for
it
for it.
like it actually, you know what it reminded me of? It reminded me. It kind of ended on a comedic note. Like it just ended on a comedic note. Like this is something you would see on a on a comedy like Family Guy. Like that's what it ended on. So yeah, and then we basically get a after credit scene where Harley is now a TV doctor and she's helping out somebody with her
doctor,
style.
though. She even says that.
Yeah, she has which is kind of weird because she has she's a TV doctor who helps her patients by making them go through obstacle courses, which okay.
Yes.
Well, that is Harley for you. So yeah, that was the end of the movie, and that was Batman and Harley Quinn.
Yeah, it was a really cool, funny scene that they did at the end there with the Harley Quinn stuff, making him go through all that stuff, and he lost. So because he lost, he wasn't going to get the help from a real doctor, because that was the whole object of the game, was if you went through these obstacle courses and accomplished it, you would get to see a real doctor to help you out, I guess, or a real therapist to help you out. And he didn't get that, so it was like, looked like he's going home without getting that help, and that was it. And It was kind of funny ending, cool ending, and I'm glad they did put the whole thing of the swamp being burned a little bit there to kind of show, yes, he got defeated. They don't show, obviously, the serum getting, like, taken away, or, that mixture stuff, but I'm assuming Batman takes it, or does something with it to save everybody. But they don't show that, and that was the only thing I really had a problem with. I'm glad they did show at least something, because if the ending would have been the kiss thing with Harley getting kissed by Batman and Nightwing, I would have been kind of a little disappointed, because they didn't really show how they defeated him. They just kind of implied that they defeated him with a match, but they did show a little bit, so I give them credit there.
Yeah.
But I would have liked a better ending for the
yeah, the way
that particular movie.
Like the build-up could have been the payoff could have been so much better, because there was so much build-up to, like, oh my god, how is this going to end? And then it just ends on a comedic note, and I was just like, okay, what? But it was for the purposes of this movie, it was okay. But yeah, I agree. It would have been nice if we would have gotten more
movie and the credits and all the extra things they included. They did a special the movie where they showed I believe the origins of Harley Quinn, the character.
It's basically just a documentary talking about the past 25 years that Harley Quinn has been in DC and how it started. So yeah, it's kind of a sneak preview, so you can actually see the full featurette of this on the Blu-ray and DVD, or just because the movie comes out tomorrow, digitally.
It comes out tomorrow? I thought it was coming out the 29th.
No, the movie is going to come out tomorrow digitally, and then it'll come out 2 weeks on Blu-ray and DVD.
So with the digitally, that's through, like, what, the PlayStations and stuff like that, or is it through something else?
Yeah, iTunes. You can buy it on iTunes, Amazon Prime, and all that good stuff. So yeah, that was Batman and Harley Quinn, everybody. So I guess we might as well give our thoughts, because there's a lot.
Yeah. Did you want to go over the voice performance of Harley Quinn, because this is a new Harley Quinn from the Batman the Animated Series, because the Batman and the Animated Series Harley Quinn voice actor retired, I believe, after the first Batman Arkham video game.
Yes. And they couldn't. And I know a lot of people were wondering, why couldn't Tara Strong? Tara Strong couldn't do this because
Tara Strong was the one who had been doing the Batmans for the video games after the original Harley Quinn voice actor retired after the first Arkham video game. She had been doing it ever since.
Yeah, so
for those games. Just so everyone, just to keep everyone up to speed here.
Yeah, so she couldn't come back to voice Harley Quinn because of other commitments. But anyway, let's talk about the new Harley Quinn. I really liked Marissa Rauch as Harley Quinn. She actually sounded similar in some areas.
Yeah, she did, especially when they were showing the old clips, because it's been a while since we've watched it, because it's 2000s. I mean, last time I seen Batman the Animated Series, it was on Toonami, so that's a long goddamn time ago, as you all know, guys. Cartoon Network Toonami, by the way. And when they were showing some of the clips for the extras and stuff like that, when they were talking about the old Harley Quinn voice actor and how they started and stuff, like they were showing a couple clips of her voice and comparing it to this movie, the new voice actor Harley Quinn. I did think it was pretty close. It was pretty close. I think you can make the argument that, the voice actor, if you blindfolded someone and they didn't know who the voices were, they could, think that they were the same voice actor. What do you think?
Yeah, I agree. Because it's like I said, I do watch Melissa Rauch. She's very funny, and the fact that she was casted to play Harley Quinn, I thought that was that's spot on casting, and I liked her performance. Especially, I know a lot of people were complaining and saying, oh, she's going to be the worst Harley Quinn. Like, people were doubting her performance before the movie was even out. So I do think after a while, like throughout this whole movie, you get used to her kind of quick, and she does sound similar to the original, and I can even hear the original voice actress of Harley Quinn doing these lines.
Yeah, I always like, because for anyone doesn't, it's very challenging to get someone to match the same piece, especially if someone retires or if someone has to leave or something or whatever happens. It's always hard to get someone to sound exactly like someone previously. That's always a tough task. We see it a lot now with Dragon Ball Z, for example, because we see a lot of changes of voice actors, and we don't really get that much from everybody. But the thing is, it's more of a challenge to do that, to try and imitate that voice perfectly. And I think she was. I don't know where you would rank it. I'd probably put it like at 90% close to the original Harley Quinn voice.
I would say she's right up there with the original. Like, no disrespect to Tara Strong, because I know a lot of. I understand some people. Whatever you think of Tara Strong, whether you love her or hate her, I preferred Melissa Rauch doing this because, she just makes it so seamlessly. Like, she doesn't even when she's not trying to sound like the original, she does put on a great performance, and she pretty much is a great addition to playing Harley Quinn. And I honestly want to see more of her.
Yeah, you think this will be? Do you think now that she did this, she'll probably be Harley Quinn from now on, or do you think they would go back to Tara, or do you think this is like a set thing?
I do believe that they're still going to stick with Tara, but if they ever do make another one of these Batman the Animated Series style movies, I definitely think they could. If the reception is well, they'll probably get Melissa Rauch to come back. Like I said, Melissa is actually a huge fan of Harley Quinn, so she would probably come back. So I would actually like to see more of her as Harley Quinn in the future if they ever do more of it.
If they ever do like a sequel or whatever they decide to do with Harley Quinn in the future, like game-wise or whatever.
Yeah.
Like I said, I thought she was good. I have no complaints for it, especially what I've heard. I have no complaints on the voice, which is hard for me because I'm very picky when it comes to voices, as you all know.
Yeah.
And what is she does a lot of I'm not mistaken. She does because I don't really know that much about her work. She does a lot of cartoon voices, right? I'm imagining.
She has done cartoon voices in the past, but she mostly is famous for playing Bernadette on The Big Bang Theory. It's a long-running sitcom, and this is actually how she got hired because somebody said, hey, what about Melissa Rauch? She actually looks like Harley Quinn in real life, and she probably has the voice talent for it. And Bruce Timm's like,
so she actually does acting then too, right? Like just regular acting.
She is. She's mostly a comedic actor, and she does have great comedic timing. And surprisingly, she can sing. So that
helps too. And it showed in that scene, that bar scene too, as we talked about earlier.
Yeah, so she does. She has because of her working on The Big Bang Theory, her comedic timing in this was amazing. Because I don't know about you, but I kind of would have found it very hard to see Tara Strong doing these type of comedic style acting. Like, would her comedic timing be good in this as Melissa's? I don't know. But...
Yeah, I mean, I can't really speak on that because I believe she's only done the video games, and so I don't know if I particularly. I mean, I have them, but I mean, I don't know. She was Arkham, or she was Arkham Origins, right?
Yeah, she's basically she's been playing Harley Quinn since Arkham City.
Arkham City, yeah. She was in Arkham Knights, the first Batman video game. That was the original, and then that was her last one. And then after that, it was for Arkham City. It was Altera. So I don't think I've played Arkham City yet. So I'd have to listen to that. But from what I see, I like what I see from this Harley Quinn. So unless Tara is like that, I mean, so.
It's kind of hard to say, but yeah, Melissa was a great Harley Quinn, and like we said, we want more of her. Like, if they ever do, and Bruce Timm has said he'll do more of these if the reception is good for her. So I want to hear more of Melissa, and I can't wait to.
Yeah, and speaking of Batman, Timmett.
Yes, we should talk about the rest of the cast.
Should talk about their voice. We should talk about them, because it's not as much as Harley was awesome in this movie, as well as her voice actor. We got to talk about the other guys too, because this is a Batman movie after all.
Yeah, of course. So it was. All I got to say is it was more than amazing to hear Roy come back and play the animated series Batman, because he has played Batman in so many of the DC animated films, the video games, but he hasn't played the animated series Batman in so long. So it was amazing to hear him come back. And
because it's like, I mean, was he was Batman in the Arkham games, right?
Yes, he's played Batman in the Arkham games and most of the animated films, but he's never really gone back and voiced the animated series Batman, the one that got him, the one that started it all. So I thought it was amazing to hear him back as Batman.
Yeah, and I don't think he missed a beat with his performance.
No, this is Batman. We actually get to see Batman in a comedic action movie, which is something I never would have thought we would have seen, and he plays it so well. I mean, he does he's of course serious and brooding, and it is nice that Batman doesn't make a joke, or even when he does make jokes, they're not jokes to him. So I do like on how they kept it to his character. They stayed in character, and it was pretty much the same Batman from the animated series.
Yeah, it was, and it was really good to keep that, especially when it's been
almost 25 years.
And you have new material that you have to do now, and you have to try and bring that voice back to life, essentially. Like, kind of like what the guys with Dragon Ball Z had to do with Kai, and especially now Dragon Ball Super. It's been a long time since they've done it, and it's like, can they still do that voice the same way that they used to do years ago? And it's sometimes harder for other voice actors versus different voice actors that keep doing. The one thing good about them is that they have been doing video games right along. Example, Dragon Ball Z characters do that with the video games, and Batman characters obviously do that all the time. That's the one good beneficiary, is that they're always still doing stuff, So that's the one good thing too.
He still has his that's the thing. Kevin Conroy never drops a beat with his Batman voice. He has it. He continues to have it. But in this, he had to really play and go back into his old animated series counterpart. So I really did like that.
Yeah, and I think he did. I think he really did good to it. So, and I'm really happy that he did, because if we get, if we get a good reception from we'll get more Batman the Animated Series film, other movie films or whatever you would like to call
yes,
it.
And also too, speaking of the animated series, Lauren Lester came back to play Nightwing in this.
Nightwing,
movie,
aka Robin, for all you people that.
Yeah, so which fun fact, because Lauren Lester hasn't played Nightwing in at least in 2 decades, because the last time he played him, it was in 2003 in the video game Batman: Rise of Senzu. He hasn't played Nightwing in so long, and it was amazing that they got Lauren to come back to play Nightwing in this movie.
Oh yeah, yeah, it was awesome to see him. It was definitely different because because now it's he's Nightwing now, so it's a little different now, from the whole type thing.
Yeah, well, he did become Nightwing in season 4 of the animated series.
Season 4, yeah.
Yeah, so it
is.
Yeah,
season 4 he did become it, but because he has to change that voice up, it's compared to like what he was when he was Robin. That's what I was just trying to point out.
Yeah, so he did. I mean, and his comedic timing was also good because Nightwing is known for making jokes, and he did. It literally felt like, okay, he has not dropped a beat with his Nightwing voice. Like, he still got it, and he managed to just, it's pretty much like he never left as Nightwing.
It's really good. It's really good too because, like you said, he hasn't done a video game since 2003, I believe you said, and the video game advantage helps because it keeps you busy with that voice. So that's why I always use that as an example. But he obviously hasn't been doing it since 2003, so he probably had much more of a rougher time than probably any of the other guy Batman did it.
He did, because he had to get back into the character, which he had not played the characters in almost 20 years. So it wasn't like Kevin Conroy. Kevin Conroy still continues to play Batman every year in anything Batman related. So it was good to see Lauren back, and it was good to see his interactions with Batman was also great. Like, him and Kevin had so much great chemistry. It literally felt like an old episode of the animated series.
Yeah. Now, getting to some of the other characters, what do you think of some of the other characters like Poison Ivy,
mostly
Swamps, and
with Jason Wood. Yeah, well, mostly with Poison Ivy because they didn't get the original voice actress who played Poison Ivy in the animated series in all 4 seasons, and in some of the video games. She unfortunately passed away in the early 2000s. So I was a little nervous on how her voice was going to sound because I know Poison Ivy's voice in the back of my head. So when they got this actress, I can't remember her name, I apologize, but she's actually been in a couple of DC animated films, but the fact that she got to play Poison Ivy, I was like, okay, this is interesting. So she sounded great. Like, it literally sounded like she had, just like Melissa as Harley Quinn, she did have traces of the old original Poison Ivy actress, so I say she did Poison Ivy right, and she did her very good, and I honestly was just happy with what I saw with her Poison Ivy performance.
Yeah, I thought it was okay. I thought it was an okay performance too. Especially having the word that's because we've seen it with Samurai Jack, as we all know. When Greg had to take over for Aku, for passing away, voice actors. It's always hard to, like I said before, it's always hard to get that voice and try to bring that voice still alive. I think she did good with what she had to work with.
And again, I mean, she does it great, and I'm a huge Poison Ivy fan, I hold the original close to my heart, and yeah, she did an amazing job with it, and I have no complaints.
And then what about Swamp?
Jason Woodrue, the Flonic Man. He was good. He of course was voiced by Kevin Michael Richardson, who has been a part of everything in comics. He's pretty much always the one to voice the badass big guy. So You know, I mean, he was very good as Jason Woodrue, and Jason Woodrue is from the comics, but it was interesting to see, okay, you have a comic villain coming into the Batman the Animated Series universe. I thought that was very interesting, and the fact that they teamed up together, I was just like, really? So, yeah, he was okay. He
Yeah.
was pretty good as Jason Woodrue, although I did kind of not. I was pretty much hoping that, okay, well, it was a good performance, but I don't know why. Something was just off to me. It's mostly because he was just playing the stereotypical, you know, the cliched villain who wants to cleanse the earth and is willing to do anything to get it done, even if it means the earth blowing up.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, I mean,
just,
but it was good for a villain voice, I guess, is what you're trying to say.
yeah, it was good, and I enjoyed it. It's just like I really wish that. Okay, I mean, it was good. It was very good. That's honestly all I can say. And yeah, and some of the other voice actors who did background voice acting, they were good too. And yeah, like the voice acting was good, and of course the animation was
Oh yeah,
amazing.
it
Like,
was up there. Yeah, definitely.
yeah, and it literally managed to bring back the old look of the animated series, even though there were times where I was there were a couple of glitches in the animation here and there, but yeah, it was very good. And also, like you said, the music was good too.
Yeah, I
Like,
really was impressed by the music. I was really impressed by the music. Like I said, it was like that one scene with the Harley Quinn chasing that guy, the guy that he hated for the mom and stuff like that. Like that was a really good. That was really good. Like there was a lot of music in there that was like it just really fit some of the scenes, especially the pump ups, the build ups, which I always am big fan of them doing that stuff. And I think they were really on key with pretty much most of this movie.
yeah, like
So
it looked and sounded like an episode of the animated series, and honestly, that's probably the biggest achievement this movie has.
yeah. So what are your overall thoughts? I guess of the Batman. I believe it's Batman Harley Quinn movie, right? That's what it's
Yes,
called.
it's called Batman and Harley Quinn.
Batman and Harley Quinn. So what would your overall thoughts would be of it?
I would say like it was a pretty damn good time. It was action packed. It was funny. Like that's the thing. It's a PG-13 Batman the animated series movie. Again, never thought I would see that in so long, and I'm glad that they took these risks. And I would say, although I'm not gonna lie, if you're not a fan of the cliches and stereotypical stuff in these types of movies, like the fart jokes, the swearing, the sex scenes,
Middle finger.
yeah, if you don't like that type of stuff, then I say this isn't the movie for you. But yeah, if you're a hardcore, I would say that this movie was a treat for all hardcore fans of the animated series, and I liked it.
Well,
And
yeah, it was good. It was good. I mean, it was PG-13, but when I was at the theater, there were kids there. So I mean,
yeah, so I mean, it's not going to stop them. So
you know,
yeah,
because it's Batman. What do you get that? It's Batman.
exactly. Yeah, so it was very good, and like I said, I literally felt like I was transported back to the '90s. I felt like a kid again, and I want
Yeah,
to see more of these.
we need more of that.
Yes, we do. I want to see more of these, and yeah, I would say it's a great damn time if you're an animated series fan and you want to see something animated related to the animated series. Go check this out. I would put it up there with Mask of the Phantasm. It's not better, but it's definitely up there with all of the old animated series movies. So yeah, I probably give it like an 8.5, 8.9 out of 10.
Yeah, with me, I loved it. It's been a while for me with Batman films that have been out for me. But really enjoyed it. I mean, it was only an hour, which was a little kind of disappointing because I was hoping it was gonna be a little longer than that. But I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it. It was really cool getting to see a Batman film in the theaters. I don't think I have seen one in the theaters up to this point. Well, not. I mean anime or cartoon ish movie in the theaters. Not kind of live action movies. that I've seen in the theaters. But like I thought overall it was a really good Batman film, and I hope they do more of this. I hope we get more Batman animation type films like this, because if they do more of this stuff, I mean, this is really good. I thought it was really good. I thought the voicing was, I thought everything was on point, and you know, I would give it an 8 out of 10 as well. I thought it was a well done, or 8.5 out of 10 as well. I thought it was a really good movie, and you know, just a couple of minor things. I thought the ending was a little cheesy, as we've noted before.
Yes.
But you know, overall, you know, they had the comedic stuff there, but the comedic stuff didn't hurt the action that was being presented. They had their comedic stuff in there, you know, the middle fingers and all this other stuff, you know, the sexual scene. They had all that stuff in there, but it didn't affect when they got serious and did the fight scenes and stuff like that.
Because they've done comedic and action-packed episodes before, like back in the old days. They did these types of episodes, and I was the same way. I was worried that, okay, modern day humor, modern day sex jokes, like swear words. I was afraid this was going to hurt the film, but no, it did. It did serviceable, and they managed to keep it well balanced. But it's like I said, this film is not. What keeps this film for me from being a 9 or 10 out of 10 is the fact that it's just an action comedy movie. It's not meant to be Mask of the Phantasm, like it's a dramatic film. Like it's just something to have a good time at, and it achieved it.
Yeah, I agree. I thought it was really good, and like I said, I hope they have more of this stuff in the future. That wraps everything up that we needed to say about the movie.
Yeah.
But like I said, this was the only day that you could see it in the theaters, by the way, so you won't be able to see it again tomorrow if you haven't seen it, of course.
Yeah, so
like we did. Like you said earlier, it's available tomorrow digitally on pretty much any digital platform, Amazon, PlayStation, all that good stuff.
Give it a watch, guys. Like even if you didn't think this movie was going to be good, I say give it a chance and just take it for what it is. Like, this movie is not meant to be like Mask of the Phantasm. It's just there to be an action-packed throwback of a good time. So just give it a chance and, you know, go watch it.
And if you rather wait or just don't want to like pay for a digital copy of it on Amazon or those other app applications, you can always wait until August 29th, I believe it was, for the Blu-ray /DVD release. I believe the Blu-ray set's going to be a Blu-ray DVD combo pack, or is it just going to be a Blu-ray set?
No, it'll be a DVD. It'll be a Blu-ray DVD combo pack.
Okay, so yeah, a Blu-ray DVD combo pack will be available August 29th for you guys to check it out if you just want to buy that rather than get it digitally for, I don't know what they do on Amazon Play. I think it might be like $5.99 or something like that for digitallys. I don't buy the stuff digitally. I always try to get the home releases, but whatever those prices are, you can do that, or you can wait a couple weeks and get it on the 29th for August. But either which route you decide to go, I would personally check this out. It's a really good film, and I hope the people that went to the theaters like me and Richard did, I hope you guys that have seen the film enjoyed it as well as much as we did, and I think that's about it.
Yeah, that's about it.
Any other thoughts?
We're happy we saw this in theaters. We're happy this got made, and we hope you guys, if you did go see it, we hope you loved it as much as we did. But if you want to see it, buy it digitally or buy it physically. Either way, it doesn't matter. Just give this movie a watch and tell us what you think.
Yeah. So let me know what you guys think in the comments section. What did you guys think if you went to go see it in the theaters? And will you buy the home releases or digitally too to rewatch it? Or what do you guys think? What did you guys like about the movie? What was your favorite part of the movie? and all that good stuff, or your favorite scene or your favorite pun moment, maybe. And also tell us what you thought about the voice performance. I'd love to hear what you guys think about Harley. Did you like the new Harley Quinn's performance? Did you not like it? What didn't you like about it? If you didn't like it, obviously we both are in the agreement that we liked it, but I mean, I'm sure there's some people that might not have. But if you haven't, let us know why. Criticism, obviously, not, hate.
Yeah.
But, let me know what you guys think in the comment section. Rate, comments, and if you like this video and my other videos, please subscribe. And also, if you would like to check out Richard's content, Richard Knorwe's contents, you can always check out his channel. I'll put the link in the description box for his channel, for his videos that he does, because he does reviews too, and reactions and stuff like that. But I'll check that stuff out. And that's about it, guys. I am the SS Ultimate Goku, and
I'm Richard Core Kenobi,
and we are out of here. Peace.
Bye, guys.